Hi everybody. So I mentioned in the last video about with the solar system that I had a week to kill waiting for the last component, and I had this other project I was thinking about. Well, for those who know me, you know that I have 4 horns on my bus. I've got regular horn. I've got what I call a clown car horn. It's a 3 trumpet thing I got from Harbor Freight that just sort of goes doo-doo-doo. I got an Ooga horn and I got the air horn. My son has my air horn's a little 4 trumpet one, 149 decibels, pretty loud. He's got a 3 trumpet one that we don't know how loud it is, but he's decided because he's got nothing to put it on, he's going to let me have it. So give me 5. The way I have set up now is I have a selector switch. The regular horn button in the middle of the steering wheel will do either the regular horn or the air horn. The other 2 horns, I've got buttons on the side. What I'm going to do is change that around so that I can just use just the center of the steering wheel button, and I'll put on this 6-position rotary switch. You'll notice that there are more than 6 connectors on here. That's because number 1 here corresponds to number 7 over here, 2 to 8, and so on. I'm going to make this, I'm going to solder some leads onto this. When I pulled out the wiring on the bus, that left me a series of just jumpers where I can run these connectors down onto that and then connect the horns up. The center posts on here are going to be the hot leads coming off of the horn button. I'm going to set this up so it's a hierarchy of horns. Selection number 1, friendly, high. It's going to be the doodle-doo-doo, clown car type horn. Number 2 is going to be the regular standard horn on the bus, get people's attention. Number 3 is the Ooga horn, which is a little bit more raspy than a regular horn, and it's unusual, so it'll really get somebody's attention. Number 4 is going to be whichever's the loudest or the least loud of the 2 air horns. Number 5 is going to be the loudest of the 2 air horns. I said this is a 6-position switch. What I'm going to do, because I can do this when you're on number 5 or you're on number 6, it also triggers, it's also a switch to number 12. I'm going to make it so that the 5th horn is going to be over here on number 11 and jumper to 12. Number 4 over here, which is the quieter of the 2 air horns, is going to jump to number 6. So when I turn this to position 6, it will trigger air horn number 4 and number 5. That I'm calling Wake the Dead and Put Them Back in the Ground horn, or something like that, or zombie, maybe zombie disintegrator, death ray, I don't know, something like that. We joke around is that with 2 air horns going off at the same time, it's going to deplete the air so much the rear brakes are going to lock up, which is just another scary tactic. I don't think that's really going to happen. When I trigger air horn, it doesn't even wiggle the pressure. I'd have to really try. So what I got to do now is cut up a bunch of 2-foot sections of this and solder it on to the various terminals, number them, number the wires, and run them down to the jumper blocks that are still there from before, and then hook have them numbered, and then hook all the different horns up to it. So let me get to cut these wires and stripping the ends, getting ready to solder, and we'll go from there. Now the next step, before I go any further, is to make sure that I'm going to get complete circuits. So if I take my multimeter, I can check right now, nothing's connected. I get a tone if I'm getting it straight through. So if I find the center post, which is this one, and then I find position number 1 is that one. That one, I got a complete circuit, but if I take any of the other ones, I'm not getting the circuit. So I'm gonna go through and check each one. That way I'm testing to make sure all of these solder joints are correct. So nice, not necessarily a necessary step if you're confident in your soldering. I'm not. So better to check now than have it all installed and then find out. Alright, I've checked through all of them and every single one checks out. So now I'm going to put some ends on, and we will, I can actually unplug the soldering iron because I don't need that anymore. These ratcheting crimpers are probably the best things I ever bought as far as doing electric. I used to use these, but you can see very narrow jaws. These got nice wide jaws, and they come with a variety of the actual jaws that fit in here. These can be taken out, different ones put in for different things. Just go down till it lets loose, and that's almost foolproof. Now this one I marked with yellow. This is the power coming into the center. So I've just got to do all the rest of these, and then we'll go from there. Now I've taken each of them and put a piece of tape on the end, marked them 1 through 5, and to keep this neat, or neater, is I'm going to take some of this tape that I've got, little short roll. It's nice having multiple colors. I've got red, orange, white. Might even be some black kicking around down in there from way back. But it's nice is that when I'm doing something like this, if I want to mark wires and they're too small to write on, I can just do that. So I'm going to wrap these up so that there's a nice bundle going down through instead of just wires hanging all over. Well, the way things are right now, this is my selector switch for my horn. These are my directionals, fans, defroster, windshield wipers. These are the clown car and Auga horn, and this is for my my LED lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, I'm going to move this over, and we'll put the rotary switch right here. These will be dead. I may hook them up to something else some other time, but for right now I'm just going to disconnect them and just leave them there, space holders. So I'll be moving this over and putting the thing there. What I got to do is this whole panel's got 6 screws or 5 screws to hold it in, and I just got to take those out, and look at the mess that's behind there. Okay, so here's the bundle of wires coming down from that rotary switch, and again, got them in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the one I haven't hooked up yet. I got power up here. Like I said, these little jumper things come in handy. So I had all these. These obviously don't go to anything because there's nothing connected to it, and I just haven't traced them back to see where they go. They probably go to these relays over here that aren't being used. But anyway, I think I got it sorted out. So clown car, regular, auga, and air horn. But the only way to find out is to fire the bus up and see what happens. Okay, I changed it up a little bit because this hole is too big, so I put it down here. Selector switch. All the way over is clown car horn, which there's a problem. Regular horn, auga horn, air horn, and then another air horn, and that's going to be left. So I'm going to leave it on the air horn, and I got to figure out what's going on with the clown car. I think the problem is that it has a tendency for the hoses to slip off. So that's my my little project. Took an afternoon. So far, I still got to add the other horn. So we'll get to that tomorrow. See you then. So it's the next day. This is the new air horn, or new to me air horn I'm gonna put in. And what's nice is that these trumpets actually, well, this one I got loose. These will all unscrew, because, you know, if you can see, they'd been painted, it's sort of chipping off, the chrome sort of underneath is a little messed up, inside it's a little pitted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this down, and I'll mask off the threads, and we will paint this, or paint all three of these. I also want to sand this down. I'm going to try to make it look a little nicer. I'm not going to totally disassemble it, but we'll just get it done. Like I said, we'll get it cleaned up, and then we'll go from there. It's been raining today, so probably not going to paint it till tomorrow, but we'll see when I'm done sanding. Alright, well, I got that air horn hooked up and ran a whole new airline, and it's just not working. So unfortunately I don't have that, but here's what I do have. I got horn number 1, horn number 2, regular horn, horn number 3, the auga horn number 4. Ow is the air horn, and unfortunately that one, it just hisses air. So we'll figure out what to do later, but you know, that's how I got that rotary switch. And now I'll see if my son can do this, is turn it to 1, hold the button down, and then click right through all the horns. I think I can get people's attention with that. So I'll see you later, YouTube. And then, by the way, I don't, it's quieter inside the bus. That's loud.
your women. We will do